This is Tristan LeClaire's project on the origin of life. Have you ever wondered how we all got here? Well, there are many theories on how this happened, but one is the electric spark. Spark is where electric sparks generate amino acids and sugars from an atmosphere loaded with water, methane, ammonia, and hydrogen. But that's just one theory. The Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago, but life on Earth, however, started forming about 3.5 billion years ago, which is a long time ago, but it wasn't that complex back then. It was just little microorganisms that were single-celled. Magical timeline. Okay, let's get going. 4.5 billion years ago was when the Earth actually started forming. Then came along the oldest rocks that we know, like human race knows. But then came the oldest bacterial fossils, so the oldest bacteria that we have record of. And then started forming the bacterial ecosystems where the bacteria live. But then came along the methogenic bacteria, pretty much bacteria, it's old bacteria, okay, which is like microorganisms that produce methane as a metabolic byproduct in a low oxygen condition. And then came along the sulfate-reducing bacteria, which took away all the sulfate. And then in between this era, well, not really an era, but during this time, there was a lot of oxygen increase in the atmosphere. So basically, the atmosphere started forming. So at the start of that, the single-celled eukaryotes started forming, and then came along the multicellular eukaryotes almost around the end of the oxygen level increase. And then came along the some like algae and stuff, and then we'll switch over to the other one, which is where the real stuff happened. So this is the Ediacaran fauna, which is like the first like actual animals and stuff, sort of like animals. And so you have like, and here's the Cambrian period, and this is when fish came along. But then the plants in the water evolved, so they became land plants, and a little bit after that came the early reptiles. And this period right here between 0.5 and 0 and a little bit like in between is when the major extinctions happened, like for example the dinosaurs. And so after the early reptiles came, the flowers were made, and then after that the modern mammals were made. And this small thing is like when human race lived, and like example like mammoths and stuff like that. One example of one of these creatures was cyanobacteria. It is one of the earliest organisms. Squeak, squeak. Or a monkey.
Oh shit!
Or a plant. Cactus. Yay!
Ooh, look, a cactus. Stringy thing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
My project on the origin of life. Thank you and namaste. Cast. Narrator, Tristan. Cyanobacteria, Tristan. Cactus, Tristan. Monkey, Tristan. Thug 1, Jacob. Thug 2, Joshua. Umbrella Man, Jacob. Recorder 1, Joshua. Recorder 2, Mom.